Sarag RMD just got back home. Another day in private practice, Southern California. It's 9:30. So long day. Overall today, my thoughts are that medicine is a very messy business. I think if you're thinking about getting into this business, you need to know that medicine is a very messy business. Um, it is every day is sort of like walking into a minefield, and you just have to know how to step, how to act, how to walk through that without getting burned. And it's not straightforward. It's definitely not a game of checkers. It's a game of chess. Um, we think there's this utopic medical world where we get, all the health records synchronized electronically in some special system where we have access to everything, and CT scans aren't repeated, and labs are available, and we can trust them, and that information is freely available across all the different clinics and hospitals. And it's just not the case. Medicine is extremely fragmented. Definitely where I'm seeing it, working in a private practice at a regional hospital, very fragmented care, and that's not to say anything bad about the people that are providing the care. A lot of excellent private groups and clinics, internal medicine physician groups, taking care of patients, nephrology groups taking care of patients, taking very good care of patients, keeping them out of the hospital, keeping them very closely monitored, and extending their lifespans with regards to ESRD, but also creating kind of, well, seeing a patient, you may not get all the information. You may get a scanned form and some scanned labs and some other things, and you have to practice medicine. You have to make it somehow work, and you can. I think you can. Emergencies come up. Patients show up to the emergency room, and they don't know what they have. Would probably be better served maybe at a tertiary care medical center. And add to that is that I've worked in these, I worked at Emory, and I know that it's not that they have unlimited resources to deal with every problem. I mean, those attendings were overworked as well. Basically, we need to just take care of what's there and to the best of our ability. I think we can do it, but like I said, it's tough and it's messy. You have to try to quickly understand a clinical situation, try to quickly come up to speed, understand your limitations, understand your team that you're working with and their strengths and weaknesses, and you have to make careful moves to try to take care of the patients to the best of your ability. I like interventional radiology because I think it's a very safe procedural specialty. We learn techniques that really reinforce safety. We learn how to image things carefully as we do them. We learn how to stay out of trouble. It's the techniques that really keep us safe at the end of the day, and knowing them cold, that's what keeps us repeatedly doing our procedures. We know how we can really harm somebody, and we always steer clear of that, again, to the best of our abilities, using the advantages we have as radiologists. We use ultrasound and CT and fluoroscopic imaging to make sure we're not traversing critical structures, and we make sure we use as thin or as small a device that we can to do what we need to do. So those things definitely work in our favor, and I'm very glad I'm practicing interventional radiology. But definitely it's tough, it's challenging. Things don't always work out the way you plan. Closure devices don't always work. You might use pharmacologic methods to increase bleeding time, or you may be altering patients' coagulation numbers with the medications you use because of the disease processes you're treating. You can certainly get into a sticky situation. You need to know how to steer clear of them, and you have to know how to provide the follow-up care regardless of what happens. I had a complication on a patient, a pneumothorax, and it really evolved into something kind of bad, and she's being treated now, but I have to transfer her care to the care of another physician, and that physician's certainly going to have a lot on his plate, and I just want to make sure that the care transitions are smooth. So I try to do that to the best of my ability, communicate with the nurses, put in orders, write notes, but ultimately there's a little bit of loss of control there, and I have to accept that. Again, practicing safe medicine is what keeps us going. Knowing things, knowing that the pneumothorax is managed, and providing caregivers with the tools they need to manage the patient, whether something good happens or something bad happens. That's the best we can do. I think for the most part it does work out. I think there is some system that sort of keeps everything hanging together in the balance. I think there is something like that sort of keeps it all together, and I do trust in that. And so far so good. So, but yeah, just I want people to know, medicine is a messy business. Do not expect that all of your loose ends can be tied up as a physician. You're going to have a lot of loose ends, and you're going to have to learn to just be comfortable with that. And I'm learning to be more and more comfortable with that, and realizing that there's a lot of people in the system that help to keep it all together. A lot of people that maybe don't get a lot of credit, but certainly I'm thankful that the system sort of works, and I'm glad to practice in the system, and it keeps me on my toes. Every day I'm on my toes. I'm thinking actively. I'm really being engaged by how do I make the best of this situation, the situation that I'm being handled right now. How do I make the best of it? And that's what makes it fun. That's why I'm not angry or sad or mad or whatever. I'm not feeling any negative emotions. I'm here at 9:30. I'm here at home, and it's a long day, but overall I'm pretty satisfied. I just a little tired for sure. So I'm gonna do.